Hello, everybody. Greetings. This your girl Tiffany here, live in effect, and you can see the title. You see the title, right? I'm gonna explain why I have that title up there. But make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, share the channel, share this video, and all that great stuff. All right, y'all know what to do. So let's get into why I have this title up here. Because lately, a lot of people been coming into the comment section and telling me that I should debate Princella the Queen Maker, aka Princella the Pseudo Maker, right? But here it is. But here's my question: what purpose would it serve if I debated this woman? What purpose would it serve if I had debated her? It wouldn't serve a damn purpose. It wouldn't serve a damn purpose because she's already set in her own ways. She thinks because she has went to school, been in the military, that she knows it all and she has the answers. And if I was to have a one-on-one with this woman, it wouldn't be a debate. I would be straightforward with her. I'll be straight up. I'll be very honest because I already see the illusion. I see the game that's being played. For anything, she needs to be exposed for what she's doing. People swear up and down, people swear up and down that she's a god, that she's saving women. Saving women from what? Because what I see is she's saving her own pockets as opposed to saving those women. And I seen a couple of videos where she talking about she trying to help women all over the world, save women all over the world. How? In what ways? And I can guarantee you the majority of the people that follow her are black women. Majority of the people that listen to her are black women. As I said before in my previous videos about this girl, this is not my first rodeo with her, okay? I done had interaction with Princella back in 2015 on Facebook. We debated back and forth with each other. We debated back and forth, okay? So when I heard her talking points, I said, well, this sounds very familiar. Because it was the same talking points. It was very similar to what she was talking about back in 2015 when she was in her pro-black period. What she did was add on additional information to bring about marketing. That's what she was doing. And I mean, that is something that she's currently doing. I have the book. And to be honest, I waste my money on this damn book because basically the same things that she's saying out her mouth is in that damn book. And you know what's very interesting to me? As I was reading in the back of her book, right? This girl don't have not one single reference. Y'all don't believe me? I can show you. She keeps saying studies this, studies say this, studies say that. Which studies are you referring to? What studies is she referring to? What study is she referring to? Who are her sources? Because when I seen in the book where she put studies say this, studies say that, where is the reference? Because you say you deal with sources. Now go to the reference so people can look it up for themselves. See, but what people don't understand is that they're falling for the technology. So I'm gonna show y'all the book. And in this book, there is no reference at all. There's no bibliography at all. So that's a red flag for me right there. Because when you say studies shows, a study says this, what study are you referring to? Who have you been reading on? But those who are following her, they're not asking the questions. They allow her to keep going on and on and on. They're not asking the intelligent questions. Where is she getting her information from? Where is she getting her information from? And y'all let her get away with saying, well, I've been in school for cellular molecular biology. I've been in school for that. Okay, and you went to school for cellular molecular biology. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, that's great, but what does that mean? What purpose does that serve when you're manipulating information? And see, she can do it to people who don't really have the knowledge or don't really understand and don't know the techniques. I'm not going to backtrack on what I said about her. She is a Machiavellian. She's a Machiavellian. And what do Machiavellians do? They're good at emotionally manipulating people. And how did she get so many women to follow her? Well, the most common thing that you do is bring about emotional manipulation. And how do you do that? Appeal to the emotion. Something that women can relate to you on. And one of those examples is trauma. Trauma. Abuse. Talk about domestic violence. Talk about rape. Talk about this. Talk about that, right? Anything that's dealing with a traumatizing situation. Not saying those subjects are not very important, because they are. But look what she's doing. She's using these things as a way to validate the reason why you should not deal with men, or you should not have a relationship with men, or men and women should not be together. She's using those situations, and that's where I have a major issue with. Because you're using something that is very traumatic, that is so serious, as a way to manipulate women. Now, tell me what's the difference between her and a damn pimp? I'll wait. Tell me what's the difference between her and a pimp. I'll wait. This is not a form of debate. This is me explaining why I am not going to debate. This is not a debate at all. And like I said, if I was to encounter and having a one-on-one with her, and it's not my first rodeo with Princella. Princella know who I am. She dissed me in her video. She said, Tiffany, I will block your bitch ass, because you's a messy motherfucker. She know who I am. I would not debate her. I would just be straight up with her. And all she can do is be defensive. All she can do is get in her feelings. And it's so funny she talk about discipline. She lacks the discipline her damn self. She lacks that discipline herself. If anybody disagree with her or question her stance, she's in her feelings. But it's funny that she talk about discipline. She talk about having self-control. But where's your self-control at when people have disagreements with you? Let me go into something she mentioned, right? Another one of her followers. Another one of her followers. She goes in on this particular follower. Let me. All right. So one of her followers said, I just watched your last live. And this is what she posted about 9 days ago. I just watched your last live, and all I could say is, wow, you completely misunderstood what that woman was trying to tell you in her email. She was just expressing her frustration with you bashing heterosexual relationships all the time. And she does. She bash heterosexual relationship all the time. And how did y'all let her get away with this phone situation and the charger? Why did y'all let her use that analogy? The phone and the charger. The woman is the phone and the man's the charger. So the question is, what happens when the phone dies? What happens when the phone dies? It has to be on the charger in order to get the battery life going, correct? It has to be at 100%, right? Or not even at 100%, but just enough for the phone to operate. If you don't put the phone on the charger, you can't use it. It'll be dead. If you don't put the computer on the charger, it'll be dead. But y'all not asking no questions. But you want me to debate this woman when all I'm gonna do is interrogate the shit out of her. Debate her for what? Debate her ass for what? Hold on, y'all. I don't drop my glasses. Hold on. Debate her for what? There's nothing to debate about. When you know what the fuck you doing, you know what you doing. But yeah, she stay talking about heterosexual relationship. She talking about men being shitty booties and all this other shit, right? And she downplay women who are married or have boyfriends and pretty much talk about them. You rather be with a man who a shitty booty and a man who's a funky or whatever she was saying to their effect. She said all this in her video, right? There was one little clip where she talking about, you got four choices. You could be with a man and or a shitty booty. And then she said you can be by yourself. You can be in a relationship with a woman. No, I think she said you can be by yourself and masturbate. You could be in a relationship with a woman. And then the fourth one, she said bestiality. And she said if you be with a man and have a relationship with him, you might as well practice bestiality. So bestiality is sexual intercourse with animals. Let me show you how dumb she sound. Okay, dumb. We are the animals. We are part of the animal kingdom. And you know what they call us? Mammals. But we happen to be Homo sapiens sapiens. Okay? But we're part of the animal kingdom. That's for one. And to compare a human being having another interaction with another human being, right? Having sexual relationship with a human being, which is the natural way, because otherwise your dumb ass wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't exist, right? So when you have a man and a woman together, what do you have? A foundation of humanity. It's just like when you have a plug and you have a light, right? So when you put that plug into the socket, right, it conducts electricity. If you take a plug and try to put it to another plug, right, and not in the socket, it won't conduct electricity. If you take a light bulb or a lamp with the light bulb on it and try to compare it to another lamp, it's not going to conduct electricity. So how's that illogical for women to be in relationship when they are following the natural divine order? Let's be technical. Now, if you want to argue that what you call homosexuality is the natural way, then that would be secondary to nature. It would be secondary to nature only because there's no reproduction involved. So you're telling people they worship in death by being in a heterosexual relationship as opposed to saying they have a choice. Everybody don't want to be homosexual. Everybody don't want to be lesbian. Everybody's not down with getting in between the legs of the same sex. Okay? Everybody's not down with that. So the fact that she gets away with saying that men are supposed to be with men and women are supposed to be with women. What? Men and women are not supposed to be together because when men don't have no connection, no bond with the woman, and the woman don't have no connection. What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of nonsense is that? But let me go back to what I was reading, because I will go on and forget about the information that I was reading on. All right, so let me go back and start all over again. According to this individual, right, she posted up a conversation that she had with an individual in her comment section. And the individual said, I just watched your last live, and all I could say is, wow, you completely misunderstood what that woman was trying to tell you in her email. She was just expressing her frustration with you bashing heterosexual relationship all the time. Why can't you promote same-sex relationship without criticizing heterosexual relationship? That is the question she wanted to address. She does not criticize your same-sex relationship. So why are you always criticizing her and everyone else heterosexual relationship? Her logic was simple. She was not attacking you. And then hold on. Let me. Okay, so let me read her response to that question. She said, I did not misunderstand anything. It was made clear. She said I was pushing lesbianism on her or y'all. That is false. The uncomfortable truths y'all have to deal with about men and your choices to consciously deal with what has been shown to be extremely high risk is y'all's issue. Reaching out to me to plead your heterosexual or heterosexuality is unnecessary. The divine feminine and all things feminine are the center of my show. I will continue to make it blankly clear and evident that all things that nurture, support, and sustain life are the feminine, and that includes emotional intelligence, sensuality, romance, leadership, cooperation, and agreeableness. I will continue to let it be known that these are not traits of masculine or males. I am not. Oh yeah, I'm not a promoter of same-sex relationship. I'm a promoter of the truth. And the truth is heterosexual women are taking losses at as their center of relationship is the male slash masculine. This truth makes discerning males and the abolishment pick meism much easier. When when heterosexual women realize how much of an L they are taking, they will be less likely to think they are flexing on other women with the at least I got a man nonsense. The woman is the feminine vessel on this planet and the possessor of all feminine goodies that nurture and sustain all life. I will continue to make that evidently clear. You all are simply realizing your straightness is not a flex, but a high risk, resulting in substantial losses of most of the time. That's just the reality. Y'all think is promoting lesbian relationships because I glorify the divine feminine and all who possess it within, which is women. I'm sorry that males don't. It is what it is. Patriarchy has intentionally marginalized those of the feminine for centuries, and no straight person has had an issue with feeling superior to others. Unfortunately, it appears the table have turned on those who've become accustomed to the normalized the function of male-centered existence. Man, I'm sorry, but this girl is full of shit. This girl is full of shit. She's basically talking bad about women who are in heterosexual relationship, who are married to their husband, making them trying to make them feel guilty and bad about the fact that they with men by telling them, brainwashing them into believing that men cannot love. Men don't have no desire to be in relationship. Recognize your divine feminine. You're better off being with a woman. As if. So, and let me show you what it sounds like. Basically, she's saying that men are the devils. Men are just naturally evil people. And women are so angelic. Women are not naturally evil. That's what it sounds like to me when I hear this shit. There is the divine feminine, but there's also divine masculine. Okay? And they complement each other. Divine feminine and divine masculine. See, that's the part she don't want to talk about, but she focused on divine feminine. Again, if y'all don't understand what she's doing, it's a marketing tool. I'm going to ask y'all again, what's the difference between her and a pimp? What's the difference between her and a pimp? And don't be surprised at the direction where this is going. Do not be surprised at the direction where this is going. What's the difference between her and a pimp? Now, to all you followers out there, I don't see y'all nowhere in the comment section. I want y'all to tell me what's the difference between Princella and somebody that's out here pimping these young girls or these women. What's the difference? And did she not tell you that she got her inspiration from reading Pimpin' Ken, Pimpology, and Iceberg Slim? That's not a red flag for y'all. That's not a red flag. Now, are there individuals out there that you have to be mindful of before getting into a relationship or get to know? Yes, you should always want to get to know a person. Get to know a person's background, their behavior, attitude, and how they are and how they interact with people. You should know that. You will be better off reading this book right here, The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene, than listen to that bullshit Princella talking about. You will be better off reading this book because you will get a thorough understanding of human behavior. This is why we have to deal with evolutionary psychology, evolutionary biology, sociology, cognitive psychology, anthropology. We have to study these subject matters so people like Princella won't try to manipulate and confuse folks. She's clever. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to bring some form of marketing skills. Princella knows how to play on words. Princella knows how to play on words. I keep telling y'all, Machiavellian. That's what she is. And a person that practice or study Machiavellian, they know how to use dark psychology. All right, Machiavellian is part of the dark triades. Look up the dark triades. Machiavellism, psychopathy, right? Dark psychology. She's clever. She know who to market to. And the reason why she market to women because she couldn't get her marketing from men. She told y'all she had difficult time dealing with men. She did not do well in relationship with men. She told y'all what was going on. She told y'all she had difficult time dealing with men. She didn't have good relationship with men like that. Right? And also, hold on. Wait. She said she don't go into men's spaces. Well, then why every time you turn around, she's on somebody's platform, a male's platform, if she don't go into men's spaces? If she don't go into men's spaces, why every time you turn around, she's on the men's platform, debating with them? And then you gotta ask another question. Well, why majority of your books are written by men? If men are not as intelligent as she claimed, men are not intelligent, men are dumb. This is her words, right? If men are dumb and not intelligent, then how is that you reading books that's written by men? Name one book that you have that's written by women. And most of her inspiration come from men. Her mentor was a male. And all this military stuff that she learned, I guarantee you she didn't learn all that from women. More than likely she learned it from men. Cause she talked about her leadership status, how she became I think she became a sergeant or something, or a lieutenant, one of them. So if you became in higher rank while you was in the military, who gave you that? Where did you learn that from? Who leadership did you have to fall under in order to get a rank in the military? Who did you have to go under? Who did you learn from? I guarantee you it wasn't a woman. And if it was, that woman was with the male. So when it comes to learning like that kind of stuff, whether it be military, self-defense, weaponry, etc., more than likely you're gonna learn that from men. Learning how to fight, more than likely you learning that from men than you do with women. Because most women don't have that type of expertise in those fields. Again, most women don't have those expertise in those fields. But she brainwashing you women out there that these men are unintelligent, they stupid. Well, that means that if you trying to learn self-defense and all of that, you might not want to be under no man. If you learn military tactics, go learn it from a woman then. Go and find a woman besides Princella that's been in the military, that has a higher rank, that could teach you all the things that you need to know as a woman. You ain't gonna find too many. And I guarantee you, those women would tell you that they teachers were males. Their leaders were males. And men, more than likely, they have to be experts in those fields. Why? Because they have to use physical endurance to protect and provide for family. All right? That's why they had to go out there. They had to protect. They had to provide. Yes, there was women that was hunter gatherers, but there was a lot more men that was hunter gatherers. As a matter of fact, a lot of men were leaving the environment they were in to go out and hunt. If you study by haplogroups, right? If you study by haplogroups and you know it's about the those who carry the Y DNA chromosome or the Y DNA haplogroups, right? You will notice that those haplogroups are not only found in one particular region, but in multiple regions outside of the continent or in other countries, other places. Why is that? Because that tells a story about the lineage of those who carry the Y DNA, right? They traveled, they went to various places, all right? They had offsprings because a lot of them were hunter gatherers, okay? And those who carry the empty DNA, those who carry the empty DNA, right? Which is women. We carry the empty DNA. That's the mitochondrial DNA. A lot of them did not travel out into the regions. A lot of them were more domesticated. Okay. So if you ever wonder, well, why do we have gender roles? Well, that's the reason why. Because women did a lot of domesticated stuff, whereas men were out of the homes. All right. This is where we also got learned about ecology, social ecology, especially. Because when you got somebody like Princella telling y'all that men are not part of the community, that's a lie. Men are part of the community. If you say the community is only consists of women and children, well, who are the children that you're speaking of? Just female children? No. Children are dealing with both male and females. Okay? So therefore, the males are part of the community. You cannot exclude them. They are part of that community because without them, you wouldn't have a community. And then another thing she likes to bring up, her favorite thing she want to bring up is Lucy. Lucy, the 7 million old, what is she? I think Lucy is a Australopithecus. Yeah, Lucy is an Australopithecus, right? 7 million years old. The first woman was Lucy. According to science, first woman was Lucy. No, the first woman was not. That's what they discovered so far when they did the diggings and the excavation and all of that. That's what they discovered so far. That does not mean that she was the first human or the first woman. To be technically honest, we don't know who was the first human on the planet. Okay? So it goes back to the chicken and egg argument. Which one came first, the chicken or the egg? We don't know because both need each other, right? So when you ask which one came first, male or females, we don't know who came first. And you can't totally rely on the concept about Lucy because Lucy is just one human, one of the few human beings or one of the skeletons they discovered, right? But it's more to it. They got Ardilopithecus, Littlefoot, and the list goes on and on. Yeah, they females, but that doesn't mean that women were the first people. That's just what they discovered so far. They don't know exactly how far back they can go. It takes a lot of technology and science to find out. So you just can't go by that information alone. So it's smart to say you don't know exactly who was the first people on the planet. But instead of her just saying she doesn't know, she's giving this romanticism that women were the first people on the planet. And she gets away with telling y'all about parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis. Women was able to reproduce without men. And people fall for that. People fall for that, right? She can't even show you proof that women were the first to produce without men. Where's the scientific evidence on that? Because see, she talk about science. Where's this evidence? Where's the evidence to prove that women had produced children without men? It's illogical. It makes no sense. If you are a mammal, right, which we are considered to be, you have to produce with the opposite sex in order to have another human being on the planet or another species, right? Another organism. Plants are asexual, okay? Because plants don't need the opposite sex to produce. They can produce on its own, right? But as mammals, we cannot produce without the opposite. Also, if you truly want to understand biological characteristic, right, and physiology, you need to study dimorphism because dimorphism deals with the study of species, but the differences in biology and physiology. Again, dimorphism deals with the study of species, but the only difference is dealing with the physiology and the biological characteristic. All right. And as women, we carry estrogen. All right. We release estrogen. Men release testosterone. So by men having a lot of testosterone, right, they have to, or by nature, they're going to be naturally aggressive, right? Physically aggressive at that. Let's put it that way. And women carry a form of aggression, but the aggression is more passive as opposed to be physically aggressive because women don't have the same amount of strength as men. In order to get to that same amount of strength as a man, you're going to have to work your ass off. What do I mean? It means you're going to have to go into the gym and do a lot of workout. If you want to have that similar amount of strength, you're going to have to do a lot of workout. You're going to have to change your diet. Otherwise, you're not going to get that type of strength naturally. It's not going to come. Okay? Because you don't carry enough testosterone as a woman. You don't release enough testosterone for you to do exactly what a man can do. And same go for a man. A man don't release a certain amount of estrogen to do what a woman does. And if he act like a woman or dress like a woman, it's a learned behavior. It's learned. He had to learn it from a woman. So if a female act like a male and dress up like a male, right? She had to learn it. She learned it from being around males. So yeah, you pick up on traits. But biologically speaking, that ain't in you. You could pick up traits, but biologically speaking, that's not you. You're not going to be biologically a male, no matter how masculine you can act as a woman. And as a male, you can act like a you can excuse me, as a woman, you can act like a man all day, but you ain't got it. That's not your biology. As a man, you can act like a woman, but that ain't your biology. You could pick up traits. That's the concept of nurture versus nature, right? Nurture versus nature. This is where you got to study epigenetics. Because epigenetics deals with nurture versus nature and the above genome, right? But outside of that, biologically speaking, we are different. Okay? So based on the biology and how we adapt into nature, that's why we have gender roles. And it's very contradicting and ironic to me that people say, well, we don't need gender roles in society. Okay, so let's say if you're in a same-sex relationship, right? When somebody, when, just think about it, one of y'all, right? If you in the same-sex relation, when one of y'all take on a gender role as a male, so if it's two women that's together, one of those women are going to take on the role as a man, right? Or if it's two men together, one of those men gonna take on the role as a woman. So that's pretty contradicting to say you got to get rid of gender roles. No, how you gonna get rid of that if somebody's gonna take on the role of the opposite sex? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Y'all, make it make sense. Let me go into y'all comments real quick before I continue. None, because people don't want their illusion to be destroyed from her to most of the manosphere guys. And then you also put it's a cult on both spaces, misandries and misogyny, both trying to air out their frustration. Definitely, and that's a problem. That's a problem. Because we have to understand what we dealing with is a human situation, social problem. So there's problem on both sides. So both sides of the party, the manosphere and the womosphere, or whatever you want to call those women, right? They don't realize that it's a human issue. It's a social issue that has to be looked at on both sides. On both sides. Both sides. So you can't just say it's all woman, 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 or it's all man, man, man. And even, let me speak on this. Even, even if this society was matriarchal, you're still going to have violence. You're still going to have corruption. Okay? Because there are women who don't have self-control. There's going to be jealousy amongst women. There's going to be competition amongst women. Yeah, women might work together, but on the low key, don't you think for a second they ain't going to envy each other or they not going to be in competition. Don't you think for a second. Don't think for a second. Don't think for a second. Because again, we are part of the animal kingdom, right? We are mammals. And you say that women ain't violent by nature. Okay. You want to argue that? Well, explain postpartum. Explain postpartum if women are not violent by nature. Explain how women act when they're on their cycle. Not every woman, but particularly when women on their cycle, right? There's a hormonal changes taking place. The hormone is changing, right? And then don't let it be the fact that she's cramping. That brings about irritation that can turn into violence. All right. So please miss me with that. Women are not violent by nature. Miss me with that. Because when you go through hormone changes, it can have an effect on your brain. It can have an effect on your behavior. And I want to read something. Shout out to a dear friend of mine. He put me on to this. He said too much estrogen is not good for the body. Let me look it up for y'all real quick. And there's an article saying too much estrogen can cause cancer. Hold on. Trying to post it up. Too much estrogen causes cancer. Hold on. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me post this article because I had posted the other day when I was on here with a friend of mine. We was having this conversation, and it was interesting that he brought this up to me because I didn't know this. I didn't know that too much estrogen can cause cancer. Watch this. It says estrogen dependent cancers. Estrogen dependent cancer like breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and endometrial cancer, or which is known as uterine cancer, rely on estrogen to develop and grow. Treatments can stop your body from making estrogen or prevent hormones receptors from binding to estrogen. People who use estrogen hormone therapy for menopause symptoms may be more prone to estrogen dependent cancer. Wow. And it goes on to say, estrogen is a hormone, natural chemical that your body makes. Your body carries estrogens to cells and tissue throughout your body. Estrogen plays a vital role in sexual development and reproductive health, but estrogen is also a carcinogen, which means it has the potential to cause cancer. Whoa. Wait a minute. It's a carcinogen, which means it has the potential to cause cancer? In estrogen dependent cancer, estrogen fuels cancer growth. You may also hear the term estrogen receptor positive, hormone dependent, hormone positive, hormone receptor positive, hormone sensitive. Damn. I never knew anything about this. And it says, does estrogen cause cancer? Estrogen plays a role in causing certain cancer. So cells in your body have hormone receptors. The hormone receptors are a type of protein. Estrogen in your bloodstream can attach to the receptors. This hormone receptor process is part of typical body function. In healthy cells, estrogen aids normal cell function and growth. Today, experts know that several different factors play a role in turning healthy cells cancerous. When these factors are present, estrogen can act as a spark. The hormone causes cancer cells to multiply and spread. See, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about the fact that if you have too much estrogen in your body, that it can cause cancer. That's quite interesting to me. But I bet you won't hear that science from her, right? You ain't gonna hear that science. You're not going to hear that science from her. And that's scientific information that came from Cleveland Clinic. That came from Cleveland Clinic. You can look it up for yourselves. But the point is, there will be no need to debate an individual. Because let me tell you something. The moment that person get into their feelings and get to their emotions, they already lost the debate anyhow. So it wouldn't serve me no purpose to debate this woman or go back and forth with her. It wouldn't serve a purpose. Because she'll lose anyhow because she allowed her emotion to interfere. And I'm going to say this for the record. And some people might get mad. But majority of women are not ready for the type of leadership that she is talking about. Majority of the women are not ready. Let me tell you why. Because in order to be on that higher level of leadership, is to have discipline. You got to have emotional discipline, self-control. And you're going to have to learn, and in order to do that, you have to learn how to be stoic. You have to learn how to be stoic in order to have that type of leadership. You got to learn how to use emotional intelligence. Right? If you don't have those things, you would not be a great leader, or you would not be successful. And most women don't have a lot of emotional intelligence. Most women don't have a lot of self-discipline. You know, you can't. Here's the thing. If you're going to be reckless at the mouth, let's be honest. If you're going to be reckless at the mouth, you got to be willing and able to deal with the consequences that comes from that. So that means if you get upset and you start running off at the mouth, especially to your opponent, you got to be willing to take the heat, whatever the heat comes. That's why certain women can't be in certain position, because they don't have that level of discipline. You can't be in leadership just running off at the mouth all the time and not be able to listen. So if I was to say, or if I was to give out a percentage of women that will be qualified leaders in modern time, I will only say maybe between 15 to 20% of women will make good leaders. Only about 15 to 20% of women in modern times will make good leaders. Everybody else, no. And you have to be intelligent, and you have to use critical thinking. When you in leadership, you have to have the ability to think. You got to have some form of intelligence. You got to have critical thinking. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a good look for you. So maybe only 15 to 20% of women will be qualified leaders in this modern time period. Everybody else, no. No. All the other women, no. And also, if you trying to get rid of this patriarchal system, you got to fight tooth and nail. You got to put up a tooth and nail. You can't just be walking around here and selling books or just having workshops or selling $300 consultation. You can't have no $300 consultation. That's not going to get rid of the type of system that we in. You have to be willing to put your life on the line. You have to be willing to shed blood. If you trying to overturn a system, a patriarchal system, you got to be willing to put your damn life on the goddamn line. And if you ain't willing to do that, then don't talk about overturning no system, because it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not going to work. But what I really lost respect for her on, most definitely, the fact that not only she using trauma as a way to market to women, right? Knowing that it's a serious situation, you using the trauma just so you can get a marketing. It's not about trying to build a bond with these women or trying to help them. You just trying to market yourself, market your products so they can buy into the bullshit that you're doing. Not only that, but the fact that she downplay racism. And I know many of you out there saying, no, she didn't. She didn't downplay racism. Yes, she did. She damn sure did. She tell you that your ancestors didn't fight, or our ancestors didn't fight against racism. They were fighting against, they was going up against patriarchy. Seriously? As if you just only saying that white men were the only ones that's racist and white women, they really wasn't racist. Are you serious? So you just tell me that only white men was racist and not white women. As if white women wasn't going along with it or supporting it, right? So she telling you that you was going up against patriarchy. Nah, nah. Because then we gotta have a conversation about slavery. So slavery was not just based on patriarchy. Hell, it wasn't even really based on race. It was based on economic. It was about building a commodity. However, race came into the picture because more and more black people were in slavery. So that's when racism came in. However, slavery was bringing about economics, building generational wealth. That's what it was really about, as opposed to just being about race. But race came into the factor because there was so many backlashes, discrimination, and harsh conditioning that black people was working under. But y'all say, but then she sit here and say that it was based on patriarchy. And then I still can't get over the fact that she said that white women was using feminism to fight against patriarchy, while your ass, while your ass was fighting with the nigga male. So you praising the white woman for having feminism to fight against patriarchy, but you downplaying the black woman because she chose to be next to the black man to fight against oppression and racism. Are you kidding? Are you serious? But you won't talk about how these white feminists use black women. They used black women to push further their agenda. So feminism benefited white women more than it benefited black women. Again, feminism benefited white women more than it benefited black women. Hell, you can look up the history back in the 1850s, right? During the abolition period, And when you had the abolition movement, there was a lady by the name of Frances Harper. Frances Harper, she was an abolitionist, all right? And she was a former slave herself. She talks about or give accounts when she was at the meeting with these white women who were feminists, and she was disappointed at what she saw and what she heard. She realized that these women, and I'm just going to paraphrase it, she realized that these women were not in it to fight against slavery or fight against racism. They was in it for themselves. They was in it to fight against patriarchy so they could have the same power as the white man. They didn't have no interest of fighting against slavery. They didn't really have any interest of fighting against racism. But this woman tells you that you was with the nigger male and you stood by the nigger male and he was just raping y'all asses. And the white woman, she used feminism as a way to fight against the power structure, which was patriarchy. And you praising the white woman for just fighting against patriarchy, and you downplaying the black woman. You downplaying the black woman. And that's where I really lost respect. I definitely lost respect for her. Because he was just raping your ass. He was just raping your ass. So you saying that all black men did was rape black women in social organization? That's what you saying? Which that's false in itself. Because not every black man was going around raping on women. Were there men out there that did those type of things? Yes. There were men who did rape women. But we're not going to sit here and say every black man was raping a woman. So now, what she doing is what white people did to black men at that time period by calling them a butte. But she's not using the word butte, which is B-R-U-T-E. That was a term that was used during the time of Jim Crow period, if you will, that described men, black men, who they thought were rapists. And it was very common, especially for white women, to say that black men violated them, sexually violated or raped them. Because the moment that a white woman say that, that's a riot. That's a war. Everybody got to leave town. Everybody got to leave town because that one white woman or that one white girl went back and lied and said that this nigger male done sexually violated me. And everybody got to leave town. So now you're using that same stigma on men, especially black men, right? You're using that same stigma. And you basically saying that our ancestors was wrong for fighting against racism and oppression when all they was trying to do was gain equality in this country. When all they was trying to do was be able to have adequate resources, better housing. That's what they were trying to do. They didn't really know no other way. It wouldn't look good to fight against patriarchy, right? When you're dealing with racism. Again, it wouldn't look good just fight against patriarchy when there is racism. How does that sound? Well, forget about racism. Let's fight against patriarchy. No, they couldn't. They had to deal with both racism and deal with the patriarchy, right? I mean, even the feminists, black feminists, people like Bell Hook, the late Bell Hook, she wrote books not only speaking of patriarchy, but she also spoke about racism. And Bell Hook did not speak in the way that Princella is speaking to these women. Again, Bell Hook did not speak in a way that Princella are speaking to these women. She didn't go around and throw a bunch of black men under the bus. She spoke about the system of patriarchy, right? And how it have done women, brought about some form of detriment to women and brought about oppression. But she also spoke about incarceration. She spoke about how black men have been affected by the system and black women or black people in general, how they had to deal with the racism. Even Angela Davis, right? Y'all call her a feminist. Okay. Angela Davis, a feminist. But guess what? She spoke about racism a lot. She spoke more about racism than she did with patriarchy. That woman spoke more about racism than she did with patriarchy. And when she spoke about patriarchy, she didn't speak on it the way that Princella is speaking on it. She didn't go around and throw black men on the bus. Again, she was focusing on the system. She never said that we didn't need no man. Neither one of them never preached, you don't need no man. Men are not needed at all. You can have a society by yourself. That was not their message. And while she talking about if you gonna praise women so much, you need to read books on those women. You need to read books on Bell Hooks. You need to read books by Angela Davis. If you're going to identify or associate yourself with feminism, right? Read books by those women. Yeah, read those books. Well, can't you show me proof that there was a majority of black males that pimped black women after enslavement ended? Show me proof. I didn't say that it never happened. See, this is what I'm talking about. I never said that there was no type of discrepancy going on in a relationship with men and women, right? Or that black women didn't suffer from abuse. But to make a general statement that black men were just totally abusive to women altogether, that's false in itself. But show me where black men pimp black women after enslavement period. Give me the names or show me the significant amount of men that was pimping black women after enslavement ended. I never said that. There was no man, or there was, I never said women never dealt with any abuse from men. But we're not going to sit here and just act like all black men or black men in general are just abusive to women. Right? Again, you can call out the situation, but don't try to manipulate people into not wanting to be in a relationship. Don't try to use it as a way to bring about detriment or control. You know what? So Wait, so B are killing. So wait, what the hell? So B aren't killing black women at alarming rates. Nobody said that black women were not being hurt or harmed by men. No one ever said that. I never said that. Only thing I said, stop bringing social stigma. That's what I'm trying to get at. I never said that there was no alarming rates. And what I'm trying to let y'all know is she's using that as a way to discourage y'all asses from being in relationship with men. Okay, she's using it as a marketing tool. It's not a way to help y'all to elevate yourselves as women. Okay, she can use that and get away with it because y'all not asking question as to what is her intentions and what her purpose is. You're not doing that. So glorifying pimp culture is not a problem. Who said that the pimp culture is not a problem? For anything, your leader is a pimp her damn self. She's following the ideology of these pimps and using it against y'all. Stop trying to use this straw man shit. Stop trying to use this red herring. Stop trying. Okay? Nowhere did I argue that the pimp culture is not a problem. But what I am arguing that your damn leader, the person that you follow, she's using the pimpology and run that game on y'all. So since you in here, what's the difference between Princella and a pimp? What's the difference between Princella and a pimp? Since you want to ask me the question, did you ask her all these questions? Did you sit back and try to question her narratives? Talking about some glorifying pimp culture is not a problem. Nobody ever said that it wasn't a problem. We know that it's a problem. We know that. But it's a problem when somebody's using it as a way to bring about marketing, to bring about manipulation. It's a major problem. So it's so funny that she could talk about pimp culture, this, that, and other, but she using the same methodology against y'all, and y'all don't see that. Y'all not reading between the lines. But you know what? Y'all gonna find out. You're gonna find out. You don't have to take my word. You don't have to take my word on it because you're gonna find out. You're gonna see it for yourself. Just pay closely attention. That's all I keep telling y'all. Pay closely attention and listen to the shit that she say out her mouth. Y'all not reading in between the lines. Y'all not seeing the red flags. So I never said don't address the problems. Don't address the issues. Don't address the chaos. Don't address none of the things that's going on that we deal with because those things need to be addressed. Those things need to be pointed out. But those things need to be pointed out for educational purpose, for awareness, not for just marketing, not a way to manipulate, not a way to bring discouragement or to be biased. You got to know what is a person's intentions. So I'm gonna just say this. I never said that Princella is 100% lying. I never said Princella 100% lie. There is truth to the information, but she mixed in lies with it. There's truth, but the truth is also mixed in with lies. Okay? And what she's using is what is called partnering. Partnering is misleading truth. The truth to mislead, not the truth to help people. Okay, you would think the truth is supposed to help and is supposed to set you free. No, that's not the case with her. Her truth is to mislead y'all. And I know misleading truth sound like an oxymoron, right? Because there's no such thing as truth being misleading because it's supposed to set you free. But in this case, it's not about setting somebody free. In her case, it's about marketing. It's about getting profit. Nah. You don't understand. In this case, it's misleading. Okay, it's about profiting. It's about getting marketing. That's what it's about. It's not about liberating and helping. It's about making money. That's what it's about. And see, she can cover up her lies with the truth. Again, she can cover up her lies with the truth. As long as you focusing on her truth, she can get away with the lies. Again, as long as you focus on her truth, she can get away with her lies. You know what? I'm not mad at all. I'm just telling you like it is. And this is how I talk. It may sound like I'm mad, but I'm not. I'm trying to stress the information. I'm trying to let you know where I stand. Now, you may not like the tone of my voice, and that's fine. But I'm just going to clarify why I ain't finna debate a motherfucker that I know is using pseudo information. Again, I'm not going to debate. So I had my rodeo with her in the past. All right, but what you mean stay my contention? My contention, I just told you, go back and watch my video. Watch the video from the beginning and you'll see what my contention is. Watch the video from the beginning. All right? That's what you can do. Just watch the video from the beginning and you will see where my whole purpose is. Read the title. Read the title. And I'm explaining why I'm not going to debate. I'm giving outlines of why I'm not going to debate. Okay? So you just have to watch it from the beginning. That's the only thing I can tell you, sis. Watch it. Watch it from the beginning. All right? Yes, exactly, Corey. That's what it is. It's a grift. It's a money grabber. That's all it is. And you know what? It hurts, but at the same time, I can't feel bad. I can't feel too bad for people who just go for personality worship or romanticism. I cannot feel bad because you think people will really think outside the box and start asking questions. I cannot feel bad. I can't. Because if this is what you're going for, and this is what you call your leader, your queen maker, okay. And for those of you that follow her and you got sons, I feel bad for your sons. If you follow Princella and you have sons and daughters, I feel bad for your sons. Because imagine what they have to go through and what they have to deal with. Dealing with your ass because you follow this woman and you going by her logic. If you got a husband and you going by her logic, I feel bad for you. You know what? Nah, I feel bad for your husband. I feel bad for your husband. I feel bad for your husband. If y'all follow Princella's logic, I feel bad for your husband. I feel bad for your sons. And hell, I will feel bad for your daughters. Cause they gonna grow up and they gonna just be fucked up and confused. Uh, oh boy. I said enough. I wasn't trying to be on here any longer. So I said enough on here. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Okay. I didn't intend to be on here for an hour and 21 minutes. That was not my intention, but it happens when you got a lot to say. So I said a lot. I put a lot out there. And that's that. So for those of you that are following me, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I mean, not subscribe, but you can share this channel, share the videos, etc. Also, for the rest of y'all that's just coming in, you'll have to watch the video from the very beginning to see what the subject is about and what I'm talking about. And so if you guys want to leave any comments, you can do so. You can leave it at the bottom. All right. I can't guarantee that I'm going to read all the comments and respond to every last one of them. All right. I can't guarantee that. But I will let you guys put the comments down there. I might monitor the amount of comments that is in the comment section. I might monitor. So if it's getting like more than 300 or more than 200 comments, then I might disable the comment afterwards because I ain't finna read all y'all comments. I'm just gonna keep it real. So, or if it's more than 100, I might disable the comments. It depends. But anyways, y'all take it easy. Y'all be safe. Peace and power and elevation be to all of you. Let me see. Princella biology versus a biology book. Basically, yeah. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be safe. And until next time, peace.